Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1.
Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, this is Otaku Movie Anatomy, breaking down and reviewing some of the best and worst in the animated film genre. Is its power level over 9,000, or is it just another Yamcha? Find out now on Otaku Movie Anatomy!
いつだって今だって僕らはちゃんと
I was trying to do ninjutsu.
Failing miserably.
Yay!
This is mine right here.
That is terrible.
It's a very advanced jutsu.
You are not a ninja of the Konoha.
Yeah. When you
right.
do this jutsu, someone gets pregnant.
Welcome back, everyone, to Otaku Movie Anatomy.
Yeah! That was loud. Yeah!
This week we are doing Boruto the Movie. Naruto the Movie.
Yeah, is it called Boruto Naruto the movie?
Yes.
I guess that's accurate since it's mostly about Naruto.
Yeah, right? Well, I do enjoy Burrito.
Featuring Burrito.
Featuring Burrito.
Burrito the movie. I am your host, Yume Ninja, and I am joined by...
Oh, I'm going next. Jonathan Meza. You can find me at KaibaCat.
And ChubbyBunny Michelle, you can find me at I am ChubbyBunny.
And this week we have a special guest, KG Tang.
Hello!
Yay,
Hi!
KG.
I do the voice acting stuff for said stuff, animes, and video games, and cartoons, and all that good stuff.
And you can find him at KG Tang. It's pretty easy.
Yes, at KG Tang.
Yeah. Do it.
So-
They said my Twitter handle was boring. Hurt my
It is
feelings.
boring.
It's just his name, bro.
It's just my name. I'm sorry.
Easy to find that way.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
So KG, if
Yes.
you guys are unfamiliar with, is the voice of Archer.
Yes.
Yes.
I voice Archer on Unlimited Blade Works. You can find that on Netflix. Some other stuff you might hear me from, like recently, like if you played Xenoblade Chronicles X, I'm in that as Yelv. I'm in Disgaea 5 as Red Magnus, and other anime you can hear me in, like Seven Deadly Sins as Hendrickson, and Kill la Kill as Tsumagu Kinagase.
Yeah, you know, this is one of the fun things about KG is that he tattoos a lot of his projects on his
true.
body. So I mean, if you look at, so these are a lot of his projects that he's actually worked on, and
Look
they
at
are.
this
So I have
nerd.
Skullgirls, I've got Tekken, I've got Dead or Alive, Fist of the North Star,
Holy crap.
Dynasty Warriors, Tales of Exilia.
What a fucking weeb.
But
We like it.
absolutely,
We
and
just-
Bravely Default.
Wow.
That's awesome, dude.
Put that on a
Amazing.
resume sleeve.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you know, for anything you go in for an audition, like, do you have a resume? And you're like,
Like,
yes.
yes.
Yes, mostly because I have a poor memory, and if anyone ever asks me of the stuff I've been in, I can be like, it's like a
Friggin'
cheat.
Memento over
Yeah, it was
there.
Memento. That's what I was trying to think of.
I haven't
Yes.
seen that movie. I just know that it's about
Yeah,
tattoos.
it's a good movie.
Memento.
It's a good
I
movie.
know it's about
Film.
tattoos.
That was Fincher, right? That was good
Yeah.
stuff. It was awesome.
I, too, have never seen Memento.
It seems
come
too scary
on.
for
So
me.
good. It's so good.
It really is.
I mean, we only do a show about movies. I'm not gonna watch other movies that are not anime.
It's not an
not
anime
anime
movie.
movies.
It's not animes.
All right, so Boruto, let's get right into it. Synopsis. So, actually stats. So Boruto is the 11th movie from the entire Naruto franchise, but is the first Boruto movie standalone, I guess. Boruto.
But they still call
About-
it Boruto Naruto.
Yeah, it's still
Right.
Boruto, Naruto the movie.
It's the first movie that features the next generation, the newest born generation.
Didn't this movie come after a movie called The Last Naruto movie?
Yes,
Yeah.
we also
We
did
did,
on this.
yeah, we did know.
This is a pile of lies.
It's the last movie that starts with the word Naruto. That's for sure. That's what they should have said. Naruto, the last movie that will start with this one word.
Yeah,
Yes.
because now it's Boruto, and then I think if they do anything, they've said Kishimoto says he's not going to do any more Naruto. I'm like,
Right.
lies.
Yeah, lies.
Naruto
He's
still
making
has to
way
be
too much money.
involved in the storyline, even if they do continue on with Boruto and their new team. Do they have a team name? The
Not
three
yet,
of
I
them?
don't think.
Yeah.
They're not like
But, Joe, but you call
7-7.
you call them by the sensei, so it's Team Konohamaru.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cute that he became their sensei.
Oh, man.
I
He was
love
actually
that.
one of my two favorite characters from the original series.
Yeah?
It was
Oh, he was-
Konohamaru and Shikamaru.
Really?
Yeah.
He was kind of
I
like
knew
a...
Shikamaru.
Yeah, I was like, he's kind of like
Shikamaru.
a waste of...
No, I mean, he was such a great character. I mean, he's,
grew
you know,
up.
his Naruto's rival, not really his rival, but Naruto's rival, and
Right.
he was
His,
sweet
like-
and fun, and he learned a Rasengan, and he was
Yeah,
awesome.
it's like his sweet little like rival slash like little.
Little brother.
I guess I really like the mini episode they had where he fights Konohamaru fights Naruto in his tuning exam because he never actually passed it. Or was he gaining?
Yeah, it was the tuning exam.
Yes.
He's still getting the entire series, and then he gets disqualified.
Yeah, because he never.
Like he's still talking about. I think at this point he's still like
a tuning.
a Genin.
Or
That's
Genin.
hilarious.
He never finished
Yeah,
tuning
is it
past
right?
it. Because in the real exam, someone died or something happened. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, like they totally veered off from the series. Like they have this long ass like tuning exams, and then they introduce Orochimaru, and then everything changes.
They're like, there's no time for this now.
I don't think in the Naruto series we've ever finished a tuning exam.
I don't think so either.
No,
Yeah.
like
It's never
every time
happened.
they're like, let's blow shit up, let's blow the place up.
That's why I was like, oh, in this one, like tuning exams. Like, yeah, right.
Something terrible's gonna happen.
So yeah. Anyway, so Boruto opened last summer in Japan and also had select screenings in LA, which I did see by my lonesome because I'm at that level, guys.
I was gonna get tickets and I just ran out of time.
You were that tier of fan.
So then Naruto the last movie came out. Was it a full year or was it less than a year before this? I think it was less than a year.
It was half a year.
So 6 months.
Yeah, so the last came out in December.
That last
of-
lasted for 6 months of being the last.
2014, and then Boruto came out
It was
in
not
right
that much
after.
time
Yeah,
in
it was-
between, no.
They were like,
Yeah.
you know what people who like Naruto like? More stuff about ninjas.
More
gonna
ninja
keep,
moves.
We're just gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
But I don't give a shit. This is amazing. It was great. It
Yeah.
was, straight out of the box here. I really liked it.
Yeah,
And
because I loved
the universe is. They spend so much time on it, but don't throw it away.
Because to me, like I watched the last at home, and then I was like, well, Boruto's playing. I'm just gonna buy a ticket and go over and watch it, and that's what I did.
Yeah, and Keiji was looking at this stat too, which is an amazing stat that you wrote down
Yeah.
here. The money it made.
Yes.
Hello,
Jeez.
Boruto.
It made 2.58 billion yen, which is equivalent to $20.9 million dollars.
Yeah.
That's
which is
crazy.
a shitload of money
Yes,
for
it is.
Japan.
Yeah.
And I think it was the highest grossing animation in Japan last year. I'm not sure if it was the highest grossing
Go
movie.
Boruto.
Yeah, I know. That's all it took to
People
beat
love
Naruto.
Naruto movies,
And
guys.
people like
Yeah.
nostalgia, and there's been many years. I feel like it's both a culmination of it's a good manga, anime, movie, but also that over those years, it's a culmination of getting more fans for that many years, and it's like,
Do we remember
Yeah.
when this series even started? Like Naruto? Like when
The
was
manga-
The manga started in 1999 as a one-shot.
Jeez.
Oh man.
And yeah, I think the animation started in the early
2003,
2000s.
I wanna
So
say.
we covered. I don't know how many years in it was when we
2002?
covered it on ATV.
Well, we were doing it in 2007.
So it was already going for how many years? The animation. 2000. What was it? You
I
said.
think it's 2003 when they started.
So for 4 years before we actually really.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
legit
Crazy.
like
I
childhood
think it was
for a lot of people.
2002. Because in 2003, I remember somebody lent me a bunch of CDs that had episodes burned, and it was like 100 episodes were already out.
Yeah.
yeah,
Jeez.
So it must have been already been out
it could have
for-
been. I mean,
yeah.
it's been like forever. It's been 20 years, I think.
My
since
gosh.
A long time.
a long
guys.
time.
100
long time.
episodes and then about 200 more filler. Right.
Right.
after
An
that.
entire arc
God.
about curry.
The filler, guys.
Guys, how could you not like that curry arc? Come on.
Oh my god, the curry
The
arc.
curry
Oh
arc.
my gosh.
Delicious.
So Boruto is actually canon because the plot, I believe, was developed by Kishimoto, but I don't think he actually wrote on it. He just oversaw it, gave him the scenario, is what they're
He
saying.
just sort of came up with the idea.
Yeah, he came up with the idea, and it is very much a Kishimoto plot. If you've seen any of the other 10 Naruto movies.
Yeah.
Just quick synopsis. So this does take place quite some time after the Great Shinobi War. The film centers around Naruto's son and that whole generation of everyone's kids. And it's kind of just basically, Naruto is kind of like a absentee father, and Boruto is pretty upset about it. That is the core of the plot,
Yeah.
and then they have these other side things, which is key to Kishimoto.
Forgettable
Forgettable
villains.
villain that is like
Yeah.
part, like a dual part of Kaguya, which
and is-
nobody cares about.
And is way too overpowered. Like, they need all of the friggin', like... They need,
All the powers.
Yeah, right?
Every nation has to come together to beat this one guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? We just did that?
I swear there was a ninja war that happened just
I
like
know.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I'll get into that later, but he was like the weakest part of the movie.
Oh,
in my
yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just-
I forgot there was a villain like half the
Yeah.
time.
Most
Right,
of the time.
exactly.
But it's basically, Naruto trying to relate to his son, and his son kind of trying to follow in his father's footsteps because the son is of this newer technological generation and they don't have the same, way of the ninja as
They have
Naruto dad.
Game Boys now.
That's
They
right.
went past they skipped past Game Boy. They went to Game Boy Advance. And now they're on to the PSPs basically.
Yes.
They're on like Vitas.
Soon they're gonna have a MySpace.
Yeah,
A ninja MySpace.
So it's just about that, and then it's just certain paths that both Sarada or Salad, Sasuke's kid, takes versus Boruto, because Sarada wants to be Hokage and Boruto does not.
Yes.
But that is the overall plot.
Yeah.
And I
That's
noticed
about right. Yeah.
this movie takes place after the special manga they did, where Sarada is mad at her dad. So Sarada has a whole arc about Sasuke, about how because Sasuke is totally gone. Like she
he's
doesn't
an
even know.
absentee father as
She doesn't even know
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Exactly.
So there's a whole like little manga story about her looking for him and then finding him and confronting him about like, why aren't you ever there? They don't really ever answer. He's just kind of like doing missions.
Yeah.
But then like they reconcile. So you probably watch the movie and you're like, why is Naruto so mad at his dad, but Sarada's really cool with Sasuke
Sasuke,
being gone?
yeah.
Because they already dealt with that shit. That's why.
Now here's the thing. I can't imagine a Sasuke actually reconciling anything like warmly. So does he like give her like a one-armed hug? Like what happens?
Yeah,
Like,
I think he saves her. Same thing. There's a villain. Wait, was it animated or was it just the manga?
It was just
It was
manga.
the manga. It was
I like how
the
in my
guided.
head
Yeah.
it's animated because I just
because you can see
I
it
mentally
animated.
animated
Yeah, it was just the manga. Yeah, where like they
Yeah.
have to go save Sakura, but she's already badass, so she can like handle herself with that guy who cuts off pieces of himself and makes clones.
Oh
a
my
la,
gosh.
like
We're
Heroes
getting
Reborn.
really off track here, but like just reading that manga, I cried a lot.
Yeah, I cry a lot.
Oh man, it's all like about this absentee fatherism, that's not a word, thing. So I think they reconcile it because she basically Sada's worried that Sasuke doesn't love Sakura, and then also her, but then he proves it by he saves them and.
And there's a whole thing about Sasuke kind of cheating on Sakura and like
Yeah,
what-
like
yeah,
she-
like
Oh, that's right. She thinks she's not his daughter.
She thinks that she's the daughter of Rin.
Karen,
Karen, yeah.
Karen and Sasuke.
Because she looks like Karen, she has the same
The
kind of
glasses.
glasses, and so like, and then she finds a picture of Karen, so she's like, "This is my real mom." Like,
Yeah.
and it totally
it's a
becomes
rough
this.
arc, man. Like,
Yeah.
It
Short.
really
It's
like
short, though.
shits with you because I was like, whoa, did like Sakura just pick up the pieces and was her mom or what?
Yeah, exactly. Like, my gosh. But back to this. So what we find from this movie is that Naruto is really good at connecting with his son through email. So Naruto basically lives in the time we live
he
in
sent
now.
him one email the entire movie.
Yeah, but he sort of like keeps track of them online. It seems like yeah, you're right. Like, but that's the
It's
thing.
emails and clones.
Right.
Exactly. In clones. That's right. That's
Oh, that was a messed up scene. That birthday party scene. Oh,
Jeez.
that was hard.
I've been thinking about that a lot,
Yeah.
and let's just skip over notes that we have here, guys. I've been thinking about that a lot, and I'm trying to figure out like what kind of like motivations and stuff. And I think the one thing they're really trying to show is they show Naruto afterwards. So guys watching, okay, there was a birthday party for Himawari,
yeah.
and Boruto tries to remind his dad, "Yo, it's my little sister's birthday,
And
so
it's
you
super
Be
important.
there,
Don't
right.
miss
yeah,
it.
don't
yeah.
miss it." So he's like, "Oh shit," because he obviously didn't remember. And then he's at the house when they come home, and he thinks they remember, but then it's a shadow clone. Anyway, and then they show Naruto in his office, like on the floor, going like, "Oh, like I messed up, like Dad, what you do?" And I felt really conflicted because I was like, "Dude, that's fucked up. Why don't you just go home?"
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're just
But I
sitting on the
think-
floor, like.
But then if you think about like,
Yes.
I think they kind of they try to talk. They don't really tell. They just kind of
Yeah,
try to show
show.
that he didn't have a family, so he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Isn't that like that's way more
Naruto,
messed up?
worst father.
That's way
Yeah,
more
I
messed
know.
up.
He doesn't like it's part of like the whole Naruto verse. Like he doesn't. The only connections he has is people that he's like forged connections with, friends and stuff like that have become his family. But he doesn't actually know how to be a father.
I know. He
And
did
then-
make their lives. He did he did,
yeah. If you think
I'm
about
not
it,
gonna
when
get
he's
that.
with
You
his-
know how babies are made.
But if he's with his friends all the time and they're always working towards the mission or their goal,
Yeah.
and his goal, is to protect the village
Yeah.
and to be Hokage, and then that's kind of like, okay, well, I've always been doing missions, that's fine. Now I
Yeah.
have a family, and obviously I should be putting the mission in first, right? Like that's,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of his conflict. He doesn't know how to be a father. Like,
And then-
he's never seen it.
They
done.
they kind of show you like in the beginning where he's just like all of his clones are doing different jobs. He's at an interview. He's doing like some ribbon cutting thing, and he's just so busy that he like often just forgets to do his whole father business.
That's something I feel like the movie did really well was to establish the relationship between Boruto and his father and that entire family, like weird dynamic. Like yes, there are the whole teamwork and the don't cheat tropes associated with the movie, but really for me, just the personal relationship between the son and father was worth it for me to watch in its entirety. I mean, that's aside from the useless villain, but you know.
Yeah, I think I'd like. I mean, I read a lot of criticisms when the movie first came out, and I think that's the bigger one. Like I think everybody would have rather have seen a movie about how Naruto would become a better father and get his son to relate to him, rather than have this throwaway villain.
Because that's how they reconcile, because he fake dies, and then his son is like, oh, now I miss you. That was really like, that was a little
you know what I didn't get. I mean, it's like one part of me is like, okay, I get it, but they're like, okay, your dad got like kind of destroyed / kidnapped, and then he's like, well, I'm gonna go with these like other Kages to go save my dad, and I was like, okay, first of all, you're like 5.
Right, exactly. And his mom was okay with it. Why?
And she's like, you look just like Naruto.
Because he put on the jacket and then put on his headband and looked exactly
Suddenly
like Naruto.
things are less dangerous now that you're wearing that jacket.
Well, to be fair to ninjas, they were all doing this kind of crazy stuff when they were that age.
Yeah, it's true.
Like the story of Naruto was starting, and they were going against Orochimaru right around at his age.
Yeah, Boruto seems to be, has many more skills than Naruto did at that age. But at the same time, they wouldn't send him off to do a mission like that, where fight a guy who's essentially going to take all the Hokage to fight.
I don't know, man. They were sending. Well, first of all, Sasuke took him because he had a mission for him, specifically his like super special Rasengan, which I'm not like super caught up on all the anime. I'm not gonna lie, but like everyone can just do Rasengan. Like everyone just like kind of
it's a thing.
I was like, we're just throwing
became
him out.
super popular after.
Yeah, exactly. We're like,
it took
sure.
him 3 years
It's in vogue
to make,
now.
and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but everyone figured it out how to do it.
And then they have like the whole science guys who are just like, we can just pop it in
mass
and
produce
you
these.
can
you
everybody
too can be Hokage.
I have my notes because I love the tech part of this.
Another little side plot. So there's a bunch of side. The main plot is what we're talking about is the father-son relationship, and then kind of the villains. All these weird other side plots are hilarious to me. The one side plot being that there is a scientist who makes basically what were we calling it? Like the
scrolls,
the
like
jutsu scrolls.
Mini scrolls that you can like pop out of a wristband. So anybody, even non-ninjas, who we never really see in Naruto universe.
Or like you have people like Rock Lee who doesn't have
he could actually use
he could use those.
Exactly.
And, oh god, I have to talk about Rock Lee all day, but can't. So the whole side plot is that, this guy developing this arm weapon gives it to Boruto to cheat on his Chunin exam. And
because he wanted the advertisement for the...
Yes, that's right.
However, and it's very, it pulls into the theme of themes, guys. What we're talking about
Themes.
that, hard work is more important and better than shortcuts, blah. Yeah. It's very like weak. It's a very weak-willed theme. It's a very weak-willed side plot. This guy, I don't know what's his name. He was
Katatsuke.
Katatsuke is animated like a character from Crayon Shin-chan. Like, what? Kishimoto definitely did not design this guy. He appeared and I was like, he's what a weird gag character. And I was like, maybe he was in a past thing that I didn't see because he just looks so different from everybody else.
It's true. I mean, there's 3 scientists actually in Squid Girl. And he looks like the fat scientist from Squid Girl. If you haven't seen that, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, he's just got like a round nose, like a round chin, a round face. Doesn't match anybody else at all.
Maybe they just pull scientist characters from different series to save money.
They just Googled it.
I would actually be curious if we're going to see him pop up in like 20 different anime. Maybe we never really caught on.
This again.
Yeah.
Because his design, the scientist guy's design, is like the laziest of all the ninjas. Like all the kids have like designs that you can tell whose kid this is. But like the scientist is like, where the fuck did you guys come from?
They're like, well, they wear lab coats clearly, even in this ninja village. So that was like one of the weakest things, but one of the stronger themes, and it was prevalent. Hey, English. Through all of the Naruto series is that friendship makes everyone strong.
Friendship.
Yes, friendship.
And it doesn't matter how many times I goddamn see that theme in Naruto. Every time I see it, I cry because they're such good friends.
Yes,
they're such good friends. So there's all these parallels between the generations. So, like obviously they're at the very beginning of the movie. Sarada and Mitsuki are like, hey Naruto, we got to do our Chunin exam together. We have to do it in a trio. We can't do it by ourselves. Like, we have to get through this thing together. And by pushing each other, we will do better and more great things. And that was cute because it's friendship, and it flashes back to Naruto when he was doing and never completed his Chunin exam. And then also when Naruto's going through his training with Sasuke, it's really cute how Sarada just watches him. And they don't infer any romantic stuff until the very end of the movie. which to me is very like easy throwaway thing. But it's just like that she really wants him to do well and to be motivated and to want something. She's really concerned about his relationship with his father. Yeah. And it's really sweet. And if you read the manga where Sarada reconciles with Sasuke, you can kind of see why. Yeah. Yeah. And it's really sweet that she kind of helps him, and she, tells her dad, this kid's trying real hard.
This is the first time in any Naruto anything that I've ever seen, or even Boruto, and it's probably because it's Boruto, not Naruto, that Sasuke is really cool. Like, I finally like Sasuke.
He's aged. Yeah. He's
matured.
Yeah, he's grown up a bit. And the way he takes Boruto under his wing, the way he trains him, the way he really actually handles Sarada even, like, and it's just, he's actually cool for the first time, when I think he was supposed to be such a cool character before, but he sucked balls. So, thank goodness, finally, I like Sasuke.
You know what? It's because he smiles like twice in this movie. Yeah. Twice. 2 times he smiles.
That was it. Yeah. All we were
That's what made him great.
We're waiting 500 episodes in 10 movies for 11 movies for him to smile.
I mean, the parallels, like, if somebody's going to throw this out there, the parallel of Sasuke is he's Kylo Ren. Do you realize that?
He's Kylo Ren? Oh my gosh.
Think about him in the beginning. Like, I have this, like, dark mission, and I'm angry all the time for no fucking reason.
Kylo Ren wanted to kill his father, and Sasuke wanted to kill his brother. Yep.
See, exactly. I'm telling you.
He's Kylo Ren.
But speaking of Sasuke and Naruto, again with friendship, but like these guys are fucking BFFs for life.
Yes.
Like 5 ever guys. These guys. So it's really cute because we've seen the arc that we know that they're friends and then they fight and then they're friends again and then they struggle to be friends and in the end, past all the battles and stuff, they're like forever buddies. And it's really nice that when Sasuke's taking care of Naruto's kid and trying to be like, this is what your father's really like. He's saying all these things to him that he would never say to Naruto's face. Yeah. You're a fucking loser because you hate to lose, and I understand that about like your family and like I don't know. That's what makes you. That's kind of what makes you.
The way he twisted, he was still like, it's such a backhanded compliment.
Right.
Like,
it's
I'm going to insult you, but it's a good thing. This is why you're great, is because you're a loser.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's a little intense.
That was one of my favorite moments and lines though, because I mean, it was just like, well, you're just like your dad because he's a loser and you're a bigger loser.
Yes.
And it's just like.
No, but it was out of love.
It was out of love. And they have the best broship, but
10-10's in the movie for like 5 seconds. Huh? So 10-10.
Oh yeah.
10-10's in the movie for 5 seconds.
So that's all the themes I'm going to talk about. But real quick, I'm going to talk about us bros on chat. Jonas Tiger, what's up? Remember me from last week?
What's up?
Jaden Smith Wenhes 18. It's a very long name.
Yeah, and why Jaden
Spanish
Smith?
Heart 18. Better Dad, Goku or Naruto?
Oh, that's fun. Better Dad, Goku or Naruto?
I don't know. I didn't watch the Dragon Balls.
Wow.
No. I don't really watch I don't really watch Dragon Ball, but I'm just going to assume that it's not Naruto.
I didn't know Goku was a completely absentee father.
Yeah, he was a terrible dad. Son, go fight Cell. It'll be fine.
Yes.
That's what the last fight in this movie reminded me of. It's like Naruto's like, oh, it's fine. Come here. I'm gonna give you this thing, and you're gonna fight that guy.
But it was cute because they did the flashback. It
was cute, but also mortally dangerous for his son.
Yeah, really.
No,
but they're ninjas.
They're
I mean,
ninjas.
I guess, but it's like
I'm gonna go with Naruto is actually a better father, you guys, than Goku. Goku would disappear for years at a time.
Oh.
I mean, gone for
it's
years.
True. You know what? At least Naruto knows that he's being a poor father.
And
Goku has no idea. Completely over his head.
But they reconcile, spoilers, they reconcile at the end of the movie. And that fucking Rasengan that they made at the end together, I was hiccuping, crying. Like, oh my god, because they show flashbacks of him making. I'm starting to cry now. Rasengan with Jiraiya, and it's like, it just all this, like, when I was a kid, now I'm growing up, now I'm doing with my kid. I'm like, fuck, guys. I can't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anytime like they.
I love this. It puts you in a heavy emotional state. I love this. You guys are seeing.
If you don't cry when you watch anime, there's something wrong with you.
I cry every single time I watch or read Naruto, just because I'm at that level. And like, every time they show Jiraiya to Minato to like Kakashi, I'm just like, oh god, I can't handle it.
Oh yeah, no, I did cry actually in one part. It was when what's his name died. Shikamaru's leader, his team's leader.
Azuma.
Asuma, when he died, Asuma Sensei.
Oh my god, yeah, that was so rough.
Yeah, I used to watch that opening and just I would cry from the opening when like Shikamaru was screaming because Asuma's getting killed by Home Skillet with the
Yeah.
scythe.
Dan or whatever his name, the dude that won't die.
Yeah, the dude that one day when Shikamaru takes him out.
And then Shikamaru like starts smoking because of it because Asuma used to smoke.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, guys.
Awesome.
You know what I just realized about this movie? This movie could have been 50% shorter if they just had sent Lee to go
fight
after the bad guy.
I thought about that too.
Like, if they just included him in the team, that would have been over.
They really
true.
didn't show what those guys were doing, but
No.
I think you can't really have every single character.
But like, if you guys haven't seen this movie yet, the thing that makes this bad guy so like bad or whatever, he absorbs chakra attacks,
Yeah.
right? And any power that uses chakra, he
His
just sort of
eye hands.
absorbs
Yeah,
and
his eye
sends
hands.
it back twice or 3 times the power, whatever. But,
Yeah.
But like, they even made it a point at the end. It's like, oh, let's just fight him with our
Taijutsu. with
Yeah,
taijutsu.
exactly.
You're like, or
true.
call Rock Lee.
Yeah,
Like,
call Rock Lee, dude.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Rock Lee, so he's not in the movie at all. However, in the ending credits, they do like kind of pencil drawings where they zoom on one character and they show like their parents, like so it's kind of like a triangle or their team, you know. And for Rock Lee, you see I don't think he has a name yet. It's like basically another mini Rock Lee.
Yeah.
And then you see
yeah.
Rock Lee behind him, but there's no mom. Like, God damn it!
Yeah.
Who is your mother? Nobody knows yet.
See,
was
but
she?
they allude.
That is true.
The
That is
whole
true.
thing is that like you don't know if it is his son because he had a guy who's not his
Not his
dad.
dad.
Oh, and they
He
just happen
just-
to look alike.
They just look alike because
They just
Rock
found him.
wanted to be just like Guy.
They just
I
found him
love
behind
that
a boulder or something.
in every generation, there's one weird kid who just shows up, and they're like, "Where are his parents?"
Let's talk about Mitsuki real quick.
Mitsuki.
I have this whole theory about Mitsuki.
Now, this is a character who's on the same team as Boruto and Sarada, and that we don't know, and they even make it a point to say like, "Who are your parents?" And he's like, "I don't know."
They teased it the
Parents.
entire trailers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so in the beginning,
so stay for the end, watch all the credits, because I didn't. We didn't, and
we're
I
gonna
mi-
talk about this.
And I
We're
missed
gonna talk
it,
about
We're gonna
this.
but
reveal
I
this.
found out from them.
if you guys don't want to know, turn off this thing now.
For, like,
or
couple
just
minutes.
like cover your ears. And then I'll be
It was pretty easy to guess though. Like, you know,
I didn't know. I had no
I,
idea.
Actually, I was trying to figure out the whole
I
time. I
had
was
no
like, this
idea.
should be easier than I thought, and I
he
actually
did the
didn't get it.
stretchy things, and it's like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
that's
So
a
just
good
so you
point.
know,
That's a
Mitsuki's dad or mother is Orochimaru.
Orochimaru.
Yeah.
And the way they reveal it is, number one, opening scene, chasing a bear. They beat up the bear, and then Mitsuki says, "Oh, you guys should come, like, say hello to my." He says the word like parent or parents. It could be plural, it could not be. And they're like, "Oh, by the way, who is that? Oh, I thought I told you. It's." And then they get interrupted. And then they don't mention it the rest of the fucking movie. And then and then in the credits, they start rolling the credits. They have the pictures showing everyone's parents, and they show, you know, Rock Lee and the mini Rock Lee, and they show Mitsuki, and he, like, it zooms out, and there's just nobody behind him, like, no! And then the credits end, and then you see they beat up another panda bear, and then he's like, "Oh, like, you guys should greet my parents. Oh, by the way, let's get back to that." He's like, "Oh, my parent is Orochimaru," and Sarada says, "Huh, is it your mom or your dad?" He's like, "That's not important." And then Boruto's just like, "I don't know who that is. Who is it?"
He's just like, yes.
Because if you did watch the
Creeper.
series, you'll remember that Orochimaru started off as a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And she trades bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my theory
He's
is that
such
there
a
is no
creeper.
other parent. He's like, because he could make, you know, I think he's just like a product of something.
I think it was kind of easy. It was easy to guess because he kind of looked like Kabuto to me.
Oh, you know, Daddy, a little bit
yeah.
like Kubuto. Yeah.
And then at some point, like Orochimaru and Kabuto like share the same body, and it's all the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
It's a whole thing,
You
guys.
know, this is the thing. Before, like, a lot of anime was doing things about, like, you know, what bis, gays, straights, trans, like all that stuff. Orochimaru was doing this first. He set the stage and broke
OG.
all the barriers. He was the OG, man. He broke all the barriers.
Thank you, Steve Bloom.
Oh, goodness.
Steve Bloom,
Oh, man.
sexiest voice alive. Steve Bloom. Gosh, that man is
So,
absurd.
Jonathan, what do you think about Naruto's generation compared to
Well, you know,
the
it's
new
so
one?
funny because we've been covering it already. So
No,
much,
no,
but
I
it's
feel
true.
like let's directly
Okay,
address it.
what we did is what we saw is the Naruto generation. Majority of them grew up to be kind of bad parents, except for the women. The women were all holding it down.
Yeah,
the
the
women
women.
really hold it down.
That's
Sakura's
true.
doing a great job.
Yeah.
You never see the men spend any time with their kids.
Yeah.
They're just
No.
like hanging out in the city going like, hey, we're older.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, well, that happened. We got old, and it seems to be a consistent thing throughout all the characters is that the women are really holding it down, and the men are kind of absentee fathers. And it was kind of disappointing. But what we're seeing in the stories, is that the arc of every older character is that they're coming into being a dad, which you should probably have done like 10 years prior to this. Like you're a little late on that one.
No, wait till the kid's at least like 14 and then fuck them up.
But I will say Hinata is a wonderful mother, and she said, I mean, she was so sweet to begin with, and now she continues to set that example with her 2 kids.
She was very stay-at-home mom, though. I'm like, what do you do? What are you doing?
She's got to hold down the house because there's no one else to do it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, she has to balance out Naruto, which I would get, leads me to think, like, does she ever see him? Like, does she ever spend time? I mean, obviously.
Sasuke ever see fucking Sasuke? Nope.
No, not until he comes back finally.
And
but
then
like,
she's happy and it's really cute.
Yeah, pretty sweet. But
How about we make a kid?
We
I mean,
do
she
know
seems
this.
like-
We do know Naruto has done the nasty twice, at least twice. So he's come home twice and gotten down.
But what if it was one of his clones and not him?
Oh.
You didn't know that.
Can you impregnate with a clone?
It's a very
feel like
high
this
level of
sperm would-
jutsu.
Yeah, like it would
High level
poof.
jutsu.
Maybe it takes Fox Demon Jutsu.
Stop. Everyone, stop. Let's get
Totally
back-
derailed.
Let's get back
Imagine,
to
can you
a
imagine on like
PG-13
Valentine's Day, there's a romantic setting, and it's like, and it's just like his clone, and then he disappears halfway through, and she gets all pissed.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, and pulls out. No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna get too dirty. I was going to a different place. I'm gonna save that thought. It was nice to see that not everyone. I mean, we saw Shikamaru, who seemed to have a good relationship.
His shit together.
Yeah, Shikamaru has it together. I mean, he is
Yeah.
the smartest person in the village, and he seemed to have it together and seemed to be excited about what his son was doing, and so he seemed to be a little more together when it comes to that. Also, it seems that Orochimaru obviously is a good parent because his son is constantly like, come over, like it's totally a relaxed
My
thing.
dad is awesome.
Does his dad just live in the village? Everyone's cool? Like, I don't know.
I really wanted to
know.
see like what he was up to. Did he take up pottery? Like did he like
Yeah.
like
I
what
know
happened
there
to turn him
was
so chill? Like,
He's really chill now.
And I'm glad you let me know that because it did put that in my head though. I'm like, oh wow, that's kind of good. So I mean, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a mix, but overall, predominantly the men are not doing so good. The women are. I mean, although I will say also, oh gosh, but this is from the manga. Oh, what is the daughter's name?
Himawari.
No. Of oh gosh, the one. What's her name's? Choji's. Choji's kid.
Where she doesn't believe that he's her
She's
father.
so
Yeah.
great. She is so great. I love her so much.
And you'll see that Choji's actually a really good dad. Choji's there, and she's the one who's like, no, this fat guy ain't my dad.
they look
Like this
exactly the
isn't me.
same.
But
Yeah.
that's like I feel like Sai and Ino are also good parents because they their daughter is like, oh, my parents are gonna lecture me if I don't do this thing. Like their parents are her parents are actually there
There's
to
some
lecture
good,
them.
yeah, there's
true.
some good parents, and then just the main characters that we're dealing with didn't do such a good job.
They're too busy protecting Konoha.
all right. Here's a question: whose parents is that gum chewing kid? You remember that gum chewing kid?
Oh, yeah, and he blew like the
AKA
bubbles.
the weirdest freaking ninja of them all.
He blew bubbles.
Like, who thought that was a really good idea? It's like, I'm gonna raise my kid
I
to
don't know. I
attack
feel
people
like
with bubble
that
gum.
was. I feel like he looked familiar. I can't remember who though. Whose
You
kid
know
that
what?
was supposed
There's
to be.
okay. What about there's the
Someone tell us
guy?
on the internet.
Yeah, if you guys know who the gum chewing kids' parents are,
Oh,
let
the
us
girl.
know.
The girl who's Chocho was the bigger girl.
Chocho.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm thinking there was a guy who run the tuning exam when Naruto took it the first time, and he had the toothpick in his mouth. He was voiced by Johnny Young Bosch. Like maybe it was that kid. I mean, he had
Johnny's kid.
Yeah, Johnny Young Bosch's
Johnny
kid.
Young Bosch's kid, everybody.
Because
Oh, wait, was he one of
maybe
the
an oral
anime-
fixation thing going on, like because he always had a
I
toothpick,
guess.
so maybe his kid always has bubble gum. Maybe it's like an oral fixation thing.
So
that's
they
my guess.
turned a medical problem into like a form of attack.
Yes.
And
They're like,
Yay.
yeah,
work
make
with what
it
you
a
got, I
jutsu.
guess. When I was watching this movie, my girlfriend was watching it with me, and she's like, that's a really interesting attack and all, but he's gonna develop like lockjaw or something. Like as he gets older, he needs to change.
Yes.
But I feel
10
like
years, he has no more jutsu.
Right, exactly.
I feel like the bubble guys the least of the problems because you have like the Aburames who got bugs in them.
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Got-
I mean, it
yeah.
could be worse.
Yeah, they could. I mean, they can move on from bugs to crabs. I'm
Oh.
oh, jeez, what
I
am I
gotta
doing
say,
tonight?
the tuning exam and the mission before that, I really like seeing Sanada punch things like a lot.
Yeah.
It's very so satisfying. It's like, you're just like your mom, yay!
Yeah.
But she doesn't use any, because in the manga she activates her Sharingan, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think she ever uses it for some reason.
I don't think. Yeah.
Doesn't
she
she
never-
use
she
it in the
doesn't use
manga?
it.
She
In the
At the very
manga,
end,
yes.
to save her
Yeah.
mom. or
Yeah,
something.
we never see her do it in the movie.
They show you that she has it and she's already developed it, but she just hasn't told anybody in the manga. And then at the end, she uses it.
Yeah. So we never actually get to
So instead,
see her
well,
using this movie.
So she has Sharingan and she can punch it. So it's pretty. It's kind of cool how like she gets both of the awesome powers, not
Yeah.
just one. It's nice.
Her Chunin match was the funniest one because everyone had these like really involved matches, and
Yeah.
she just punched
She
them.
just punched somebody.
And then it was done.
One Punch Man.
Right. Boom. Done. Next one.
Yep. Yeah. She's cool. She's a
Yeah,
great
she's
character.
great.
I would say that the next generation though is definitely more powerful and definitely cooler. I really like them overall. They're really awesome.
Yeah, they're
You know-
probably a little OP though, honestly.
Yeah, oh, for
Like
sure.
the bad guys are gonna have to be real crazy now.
Yeah.
No, it's totally going to be One Punch Man style, where like the good guys
Yeah.
are just OP, like you were saying, and they're not going to have villains. Like the villain's going to come and get punched, and that's it.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
the
you have
end.
like the fucking Otsutsuki duo, and then Boruto can take care of them. These
Yeah.
guys are like, whenever they have these like throwaway villains, my question is always like, where the fuck were you during the Shinobi War?
Yeah.
Where the
yeah.
fuck were you?
Or they were like just traveling and they just found the scroll. Isn't that their story? And then doesn't the one eat the other one to become?
Yes,
right?
he does. He eats.
That
them.
was super weird, by the way. I was like, are we
Yeah.
just not gonna talk about that? Because
It just happens, and then we just accept it. That's
So
fine.
the
and I
moon.
love that the guy too was like, "It's time to eat me and grow
like,
powerful." Yeah, exactly. That would be my reaction. I'd be like, "No."
Is
like,
everyone just
really?
going to stand and watch this? Because it
Yes.
takes a little while. Like,
So their names were Momoshiki and Kinshiki. Cute. And they were the moon people, I guess.
Yeah.
Just briefly, we're going to tell you about the other side plot of they're being villains. And they're trying to collect the chakra to make
Chakra.
pills to live forever.
and they were specifically going after the beasts, right?
Yeah, the
Right,
tail
yeah.
beast.
Yeah.
And, it's so ironic that exactly parallels exactly what Boruto is doing. He's cheating by taking a shortcut.
Yeah.
And then they end up, the Kages all end up winning because they are using just training.
They just beat the
taijutsu.
crap out of him.
Taijutsu. It's
No shortcuts, baby.
There are a couple
Themes.
things that get me here. One, he turns into the devil. he like
Right, he turns
Yeah.
into a giant
Yes.
red Oni thing. Like,
Yeah, he's all right. He eats his friend and turns into the devil. I was like, okay, yeah, he's an oni, he's a demon. And the other thing is, I just realized, did he just kill the Eight Tails at the beginning? Like he kills Octopus, Doctor, or Mr. Octopops. He kills the Eight Tails.
Does he kill?
I don't think
because,
he kills them.
Because like aren't they all like kind of freed after he's defeated? I'm not sure how that went down.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure there either, because he kills the Eight Tails himself. But
Right.
does he kill? Oh gosh, what was his name? The Eight Tails.
Bee?
Bee. Does he kill Killer Bee? Is that? I'm actually have no confirmation on that.
Right.
In the chat, if you guys know if Killer
Because
Bee
that's a pretty
gets
big
killed.
deal, right? If that actually happened, if that's
Yeah, and it was
Does
kind of
he?
a throwaway.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, because he kills the Eight Tails. He like absorbs the Eight Tails.
without much problem. Well,
Yeah. He blows him up. He absorbs like a tailed beast bomb and then shoots it back double time
Yeah.
at the Eight Tails
Tails.
and kills. I guess he kills him and absorbs him. And like, if we have confirmation, if you guys know if Killer Bee is dead or not.
We'll Google it later.
Yeah, exactly. I have no
I feel like
idea.
if they did kill me, I feel like that would have affected me a little bit more. I don't remember any of
It
that.
felt like a throwaway moment.
Yeah,
but I'm
like-
like, you built up the Eight Tails pretty big. Like outside of Naruto, he was like the number 2 that they
Right.
were dealing with
Yeah.
in terms of, yeah. So I don't know.
All right.
But overall,
Yeah.
good movie. Do you guys have a favorite scene?
Yeah.
Oh, favorite scene,
Section?
favorite moments.
I liked when they brought back the Sasuke Naruto lion combo during the fight.
Oh,
Do
that
you
was so
remember
great!
that? That was
so
a really
great.
cute moment. Like both of them working in tandem to do the lion combo on the
Yeah.
dude. I was like,
And then Sasuke fake dies.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then
Yeah.
he's healed. It's fine.
That was fun. It was tied between that for me and like when Sakura punched the falling beam and you can watch it shatter and then shatter
so
again.
twice, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how hard she hits it. It
Because-
breaks and then breaks more.
Because she's trying to. What happens is this coliseum they're in for the tuning exams just starts to collapse when the bad guy shows up randomly. Because it's a tuning exam, you got the
This
memo.
is what
And
happens.
to save everyone below her, the roof is falling. She punches it and it just.
It goes,
Whoop. That was kind of a cool scene, seeing all the ninjas that we know and love saving the crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to assume more normies who don't have ninjutsu.
Yeah.
Throwaway
Yeah, it was-
ninjas.
Throwaway ninjas.
Yeah.
what about you guys?
Jonathan.
I know. I'm trying to think about it. Okay, real quick. This apparently this movie. Who is that? Is that say Spanish Heart 18? Is that canon though? If this movie was canon.
This movie's canon.
This movie's canon.
It's
So
canon.
if B is dead, then B is dead because that was straight up canon. This movie.
Yeah, this movie. I looked it up and they're like, Kishimoto wrote the plot scenario. It is canon.
Yeah. And
Someone says Killer Bee does not die.
Killer Bee does not die.
I don't
does he
feel like
live
he
then?
dies.
Yeah, because Eight Tails is blown to smithereens.
Is it just because he's released afterwards that he's defeated? Like, it's
I
just,
don't know. Just dissipates and reforms somewhere else.
I guess.
Everyone's asking if we believe that does Naruto have the Byakugan. They show that Himawari probably has it.
There is a comic that I have actually seen of Boruto and Himawari playing hide and seek, and I think both of them can use it because at some point he says to Himawari, don't cheat, don't use your Byakugan, but they both can do it.
They do refer to him having lighter eyes in the movie.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
they sort of nod to it, but they don't.
But then I checked and I'm like, that's just the same color. They use the same
Same blue,
like cyan,
But yeah,
whatever.
I think they both have Byakugan.
Yeah, Jedi Master 677 tells us that in the Storm 4 game files, you can
Yeah.
it says it's Boruto is listed as having Byakugan.
Oh, in the fighting game?
Yeah,
nice.
which is definitely canon. A lot of shit happens in those fighting games.
And I can't read who this is, but you're right. B did escape by, what was it called? When Sasuke came to attack him with his crew. Which I remember the name. And he did have that wonderful escape method. So yeah, all right, he could totally survive by having a portion of the
B's
Eight
alive.
Tails be
Yeah,
absorbed.
B's
B's
alive.
alive.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I was getting worried there.
Yeah. Moment for me. Oh boy. I really dug the technology that they use in the film. I dug the fact that they had the PS Vita and they had for me it was the use of this ninja tool being able to like create jutsus on a whim. I really kind of dug
web shooter.
that. The web shooter jutsu. I like that. Yeah, the web shooter jutsu, and I really dug that. That was something that I would love to see more as they progress, because sort of like Legend of Korra progressed technologically with the series. I like seeing that, and so seeing how they can use jutsu that way was really cool, and I really dig that. I wanna see
Yeah,
more
at
of
the
that.
beginning of the movie, they really hammer home that Naruto has brought this time of peace to them, and now they're able to develop their civilization
Yeah.
properly. And when they do a pan into the city, you see the cliff with all the kages on it, but above it are actual skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because down below it still kind of looks like the regular village, but everything, there's big ass fucking New York style buildings up there.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, guys! But you never see anyone in them. Like, they don't ever.
Yeah.
They don't. The office isn't there.
There's a time for these nobody ninjas.
Right.
It's for all the normies who are not dead from all the ninja wars. So
Yeah.
all
Oh,
the cannon fodder.
And my favorite character was in the movie, I didn't like what they did with him, Konohamaru. Is like he sort of gave up his whole, desire to be Hokage. And it was too bad. He's one of my two favorite characters, and I really didn't like him so much in this film, which is too bad. He just seemed a little more, like,
Waka waka waka.
bashful and held back and reserved, and that wasn't his personality. I liked how fiery and passionate he was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
he was kind of like in every anime, there's like the gym teacher who's like,
He's basically
I want to
the-
be helpful, but I don't understand what I'm doing. Grr, grr, ha, ha. I'm really great. Ba, 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 ba. Like,
Derpa, derpa,
just-
derpa.
I think they basically gave Iruka Sensei's role to Konohamaru.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
But he'll be important in probably the next 5,000 movies when.
Yeah.
Yes.
'cause
There's
he's-
definitely more coming.
Yeah, he's their sensei of their leader, the team. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle, you're
Moment.
Sure hope we get it. We talked about a lot of my favorite scenes. When Naruto and Boruto are making the Rasengan together. I was just like fucking black tears. But a weird like sweet thing is that when they're singing Happy Birthday before Naruto disappears,
Oh
his
my
shadow
gosh.
clone. When they're singing Happy Birthday to Himawari, I was like, this is so sweet, because in one of the Naruto movies, he has this. Which movie was that we were watching together when Naruto gets transported to alternate reality where his parents are still alive? And it's like a dream world.
God, is it Blood Prison?
I think so, yeah. Because in Sasuke, in this world, it's an alternate reality that Sakura and Naruto travel to. And in this world, Naruto's parents are alive, and he comes home and it's like, it's your mother's birthday. Come on,
Yeah.
Naruto, let's sing her happy birthday. And I
And
was
then
like,
Minato and then Kushina are there singing Happy. It's like, and he's like torn of like whether he wants to go back or not.
I was like, and it
Yeah.
reminded me of that, so I was just like fucking more black tears, and I can't, guys, it's hard for me to watch. I have to watch this like alone in my room, like I will not watch it with my husband. I'm just, like, quietly crying, and I'll be like, I'll be talking to Yume online, like, I don't think I want to go to this party yet. I like that for how simple it was, and plus their birthday song is cute. It's a different birthday. I thought they were gonna do the old "Happy Birthday to
No,
You."
they did
Is that a song that has been sung in the Naruto universe before? Or
I
is it
don't-
The first time we're hearing the whole thing.
I feel like that's the first time I heard it.
That was like a long song. That was a long happy birthday song.
Went on for quite a bit.
It was cute.
It was cute though.
Good writing, guys. That was a good birthday song. It was believable as a birthday song
Yeah.
in this fake world.
Yeah, well, you know, if you do sing the actual happy birthday song, you have to pay rights to it. That's no joke.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, no joke. The
I
actual
thought they
song.
changed that.
Was that changed recently? Because
Or
as
like
far
it-
as I know,
or
I
like
mean-
I thought it
time
was
had
too
passed.
generic to
Yeah.
be able to charge.
No,
it.
no. Actually, someone owns the rights to the Happy Birthday song, and you
Oh,
cannot sing that
wow.
without paying for it.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't know if it's past like what is it, 50 years or whatever it's supposed to be. I can't remember what it is, but no. As far as I know, last time I filmed something too, where they were like, "Can we use Happy Birthday?"
That's
Looked it up, like, no, we
insane.
can't.
I
use
think it's like
Birthday
70
song,
something
birthday
years.
song. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
so
maybe
yeah.
they're trying to establish that Naruto's world is not our world. Burr, 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 burr. By the way, someone checked on Wikipedia for us. Thank you, Wikipedia. That the bubblegum kid does not have any parents listed.
Oh, no
on
parents
the-
listed. He's
on
an
the
orphan.
wiki.
Just like Rock Lee.
He's just, just like Rock Lee and Little Rock Lee.
They just mysteriously sprout in Konoha,
Yes,
guys.
exactly.
He's grown ninjas.
Can people who don't have ninjutsu bear children who have ninjutsu? Is it like a Harry Potter Hermione thing? Like, are we?
No.
They never explain it
Yeah.
because we don't know who Rock
It's
Lee's
true.
parents are
The-
or guys.
The
Because
bubblegum
Guy-
kid
Guy
could have
has a
muggle
father.
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Guy
never.
has a father. We met
Oh,
his
shit.
father.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Does
met
he
his
exactly
father,
like
and
him?
his father couldn't use. Could he use? I remember he dresses the same and does all the same stuff. I don't know. Remember?
I'm
if
gonna
he could
assume
use
that he
jutsu.
couldn't.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Rock Lee can't. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's like
Rock Lee and Guy aren't related.
Yeah, so bizarre. However, or maybe his dad was just planting seeds all over the village. Like maybe there could be something going
Actually,
on there.
speaking of the birthday thing and favorite moments, like I have a favorite moment from that scene, but it's not because it was like so like fantastic, but it was like really sad. When the Shadow Jutsu disappears, it was made ultimately worse by the fact that he was holding the birthday cake.
Yeah.
That was the most devastating
That was
scene in
devastating.
the movie.
I'm trying to figure out why it
Oh, that's
dissipated though.
right.
Like I don't
Did
know.
they show why?
He was tired.
He was tired, so once his chakra runs out, that's when they disappear.
But the little girl sitting right there,
Oh,
and the
that's
cake is right there, and they just watch it fall.
Yeah.
And you
Oh.
just stay on the cake for a few seconds, and you're just like,
And
I
then
forgot
Boruto
about
gets
that.
really mad, and there's a whole. It's a. Oh.
right, and he starts fighting with his mom, and the girl's just still sitting right
Yeah,
there.
she doesn't.
like,
Like, no
just
reaction
sad.
from Wadi.
Like it was a really
birthday.
well done scene, but it was
Yeah.
like soul crushing.
Yeah,
You know.
that was rough.
Oh.
Yeah,
Shit.
I think we talked about my favorite moments, but I think the whole like Sasuke and Boruto stuff, like when he gives him the
yeah.
jacket, or like when he puts it on, or then the whole like two
Yeah.
shuriken thing, or like use
Oh,
your
yeah.
head dummy, like
Yeah.
like you can't rely on technology. I was like, that was really sweet. I think it's just because like from the beginning, like in Naruto when they were kids, like Naruto was always like the loser and couldn't catch up to Sasuke, and they were always making fun of him. But because Sasuke was better than him, it pushed Naruto to be who he was, and it was kind of like a parallel to that, and I really like that.
Yeah, Sasuke's. I mean, he's so cool in this, but I do the way he like you said, everything about him is like loser,
Yeah.
stupid. I love you.
It's like
no.
it's kind of like backhanded, but like subtle ways of
It's
like
t-
out of 5. What would you give?
Who wants
This
to
is
start?
hard because I would not say 5 out of 5 because this was no Naruto the last. But also,
But it was pretty solid.
but
Yeah.
it's just like the villain thing was so weak.
Yeah, it's
so
super
weak.
weak.
Maybe like I'm gonna give it like a 4, which is really high still. But I really liked it, and I had a lot of actual real human emotions come out of me while watching it. So I'd say I did a good job.
Yeah, I'll go. I'm actually in the same boat. I think it's a 4. I think it was my favorite Naruto movie that I've seen. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. Granted, it has its issues. Naruto movies have their issues.
Yeah.
This one definitely did. But overall, it went by quickly for me. I enjoyed it. The characters were great. I love seeing characters that I love in the next generation coming up. 4.
Yeah.
Totally solid.
Agreed. I think it would be a solid 5 if it didn't have the villain. Like if,
Yeah.
if the movie just did not have an antagonist and it was just like family problems, it would have been like 5 or 6 because it was so heartwarming and so well done up until that point.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll give it I'll even give it a 4.5. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
It's just the villain was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna, because I'm a Naruto fan, I would have to say 4.5. Like,
Oh,
I
shit.
think it is definitely one of the better Naruto movies because it dealt with relationships, and I think when Naruto films and the series deals with relationships, it's when it's at its best. The villain is literally what kills the movie.
Yeah.
It's
It's a waste of time.
it's
Waste
Yeah,
of
it
space.
is.
throwaway. It ate up like so much time. I was like, why don't we just have a moment where like Naruto teaches his son to be a better ninja instead
Yeah,
of fucking
exactly.
doing his own thing. But yeah, that,
Yay! Formulaic movies.
yeah, but that's kind of what happened with it.
But overall, it was good. We've seen a lot worse in the show.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
please go watch this movie if you would all like Naruto at all. It's great.
Yeah.
And you can find it on the internet. Mostly in Korean for some reason, but you
Yeah.
can find it on the internet.
You can, for some reason you can find the Japanese audio, but the entire thing is like...
No, it's Korean audio, but it's weird. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like you can find the Korean dub, and then you can go and seek out the Japanese audio, but it's not like the video doesn't sync up with...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you got going on next, man? What's anything coming up we should say?
Yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of stuff coming out this year, but nothing I can actually talk about. It's just one of those things. I'm working on a new show. I'm working on 2 new video games so far, and I'm working on
Can't say.
no.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll check out the tattoos next time.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But you can follow KG at...
At KG Tang.
And you can find me all over the internet at Yume Ninja.
Of course, you can find me at KaibaCat on all the social media thingies.
You can find me at I am ChubbyBunny, and don't forget next week, tune in at the same time, same place. We're gonna do One Punch
Punch
Man
Man.
OVA.
Yeah, One
No one
Punch
likes
Man.
singing a song. We're gonna do it. One Punch Man. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.